Hello guys. So already we have seen about the Gandhian principles and socialistic principles in the directive policy, policy of state policy, directive principles of state policy. So now we are going to see about the third one, which is liberal and intellectual principles. So the first one is all about the Article 44. It states that the state shall endeavor to secure for the citizens of uniform civil code through the territory of India. So basically, uniform civil code means if a person do any mistake or a bigger thing, he or she should be punished not based on the religion. For example, if a Hindu person doing some mistake and a Muslim person doing some mistake, both of them should be punished in the same way. So because of their religions, one should not be punished high and another should not be punished low. So all should have the uniform civil code. We have seen like section something 144. So we have seen many section, right? For example, each kind of mistake we have a different kind of section. So based on the religions or any other things, it should not be changed. So all should have the uniform civil code, so which were talked in the article 44. And the next one is article 45, so which talks about the to provide early childhood care and the education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years. So it talks about if a children's till attaining the age of 6 years, so their early childhood care and the education must be compulsorily provided for the children. So which was talked in the article 46. So article 48 talks about to organize agricultural animal husbandry on modern and scientific lines. So for example, the way of agriculture in things has been different from the past while comparing to the present. So according to that present, the agricultural method has been improved and the yield has been produced based on the new scientific methods that has been identified. So which was talked in article 48. So article 48 talks about to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and the wildlife of the country. So it talks about we need to protect and improve the environment, and we have to left the good environment for our future society. So we need to safeguard our forest so that we can able to inhale a good amount of oxygen and we can able to get the rain. So these things has been improved while we are safeguarding this forest and wildlife of the country. So this was important. So the next one is article 49. It talks about the state shall protect every monument or place of artistic or history interest. So if any place we have monuments and some of the historic interest, so some of the places tells about the historic like Keeladin. So these places should have to be protected by our state and as well as the people of our state. Next one is article 50. It's talked about the state shall take the step to separate judiciary from the executive in the public services of the state. For example, see that there are many public services for the state, right? So it has three parts. One is legislative, another one is executive, another one is judiciary. The executive means, so the first one is legislative. The legislative means the one who creates a law, and the executive means the one who take the law to the people. And judiciary means if that law, any of that law violates our constitution or it does not reach the correct person, so we have judiciary to get that back. So the state should have to separate that judiciary from the executive, because if any person was in a higher authority of executive, he or she may have the direct contact of the judiciary and the decision has been made based on the influence of the executive. So this should be avoided, because the judiciary think that judgment should not be based on any other thing. It should be based on the valuable truths and data. So the state should separate the judiciary and the executive for the public services of the states. The next one is article 51. So it talks about it declares the established international peace and security. So article 51 talk about we should have the good relationship with country. We should have to promote that peace. So this was talked in article 51. So we need to maintain a honorable relationship with the nations and foster respect for international laws and treaty obligations. So we have may sign some of the treaty agreements between two countries or two international things. So we should adhere to that without violating these ones. And we should encourage the settlement of the international disputes by arbitration. So arbitration means a common judge who solve the disputes between any two of the nations. So we should encourage those settlements to promote the peace and security at the international level. So the next one is these are the intellectual and liberal principles. So next we are going to see about the some of the amendments which are made in the directive principles of state policy. So basically amendment means addition, subtraction or modification of the Indian constitution which was originally written. So the first changes which was made in DPSP is the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. So it introduced a certain change in Part 4 of the Constitution by adding new directivity. So first one is it added Article 39A, which means it provide free legal aid to the poor. For example, legal aid should have to be given to all the persons of the country. So because of someone is poor, he or she might not be able to get that legal that he or she might want. So the state shall provide free legal aid to the poor. The next one is Article 43A. It talks about the participation of workers in the management of industries. For example, in some of the industries, the workers may always be the workers from the start of their career to end of their career. So this should be improved, like they may be involved in some other management activities of the industry. So this should have to be promoted. The next one is Article 48. It talks about the to protect and improve the environment. So we should have to protect and improve the environment. So which was added in the Article 48A. The next one is 44th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. It inserted the section 2 of the Article 38. So which states that the state in particular shall strive to minimize economic inequalities in income and eliminate inequality in status, facilities and opportunities not amongst individual but amongst groups. So we have seen, right, the state have the states shall have the authority to reduce the inequality and eliminate inequality between individuals. Likewise, there are some groups which has been a weaker section for a so long time. So not amongst the individuals, for among the group, the opportunities have to be improved and inequality should be reduced. So this was inserted in the Article 38 of Section 2 in 44th Constitutional Amendment Act. And it also eliminated the right to property from the list of fundamental rights. So from fundamental rights, right to property has been removed and added as the legal right under the article of 300A. So the next one is 86th Amendment Act of 2002, which changed the subject matter of 45 and it made the education as a elementary thing. So it is a mandatory thing which was added in the fundamental right and it was added under the article of 21A. So for this, the children from the age of 16 to 14 should have the compulsory education. So the next one is Article 97th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2011, which added the Article 43B about the cooperative society. So these are some of the amendments which was made in the directive principles of state policy. So let's see about some of the key points which was asked in the previous year question. So Article 48 talk about the organization of agriculture and animal husbandry. So 84 talks about the qualification of parliament members. So 29 talks about the minorities, linguistic religions, and 92 talks about the chairman and deputy chairman who should not be preside the removal of the resolution by them. So what kind of questions maybe ask them is, out of 4 options, so 3 are about other articles and only one article is about the DPSP. So they may ask us to choose which one belongs to DPSP, or out of four options, 3 belongs to DPSP and 1 belongs to other than the DPSP. We may have to choose the third one out. So this kind of questions has been asked from the DPSP, and the DPSP article consists from Article 36 to Article 51, so which is the directive principles of state policy, and it resembles the instrument of instructions from the Government of India Act of 1935. So during the British ruling of 1935, Government of India Act has been made, whereas instrument of instructions has been provided. So basically it's to guide the Governor General and provisional governors to work for the welfare of the people. So likewise, the directive principles of state policy also helps us to improve the welfare of the people. So both resembles the same. So next one is B.R. Ambedkar said DPSP as the novel feature of the Indian Constitution. So basically, novel feature means something new, original, and a direct and a distinctive characteristic, so which was called as the novel features. So in Indian constitution, DPSP is called as the novel feature, which was said by the BR Ambedkar. So next one is the DPSP and combined fundamental rights is called as the soul of the Indian constitution. So basically soul is the important thing of the our body. So likewise for constitution, soul is the important. So DPSP and fundamental rights are the important. So Article 44 talks about the Uniform Civil Code. Article 4 talks about if any changes has been made in Article 2 and 3, the changes in the first and fourth schedule has to be amended. So this was talked in the Article 4, and the Article 34 talks about the martial law, which is called as military law. And right to information came from the Right of Information Act of 2015. So right to information adapted from this act. So these are all about the DPSP. So thank you.